Hi, this is Barry Anderson from the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room. It is Monday, April the 13th. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. All right, let's see. The first trade I did today, I know today was a very slow day. I only had, let's see, about three trades today, really, and actually, yeah, oh, actually four. Okay, four trades, but nothing really of consequence. The first one I took was LVS, Las Vegas Sands, and here's where I got the alert on it on a bounce play. You can see that it was really falling. And so I've tried to this one. It can be really erratic, and it didn't disappoint me today in that it was definitely erratic. I waited on this. Here's 57.85. It broke through the whole number 58, and so I took the trade right there at 58.18. It looked like it was going to start moving, and then it just this collapsed here, and I was lucky to get out here actually. Well, at 58. So it was an 18-cent loss on this one. When I say lucky, I mean this action happened afterwards, but then it did bounce immediately, and I was kind of cursing myself a little bit. But this was just not a good play today. It's just that simple. It's just way too choppy. And sometimes I've been in this though, in which you can literally see a bunch of green candles one after another, and you just feel fantastic when you're in that. But just not that today. Core was the next one, and core came from, had to do a history here. Core was a bounce play. 60.26 is when the first alert occurred. And so it would have been right 60. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was one of those ones in which I had two alerts on this. This is obviously a bounce play down here on this candle action, all right. But originally, when I first got into this one, this was just on this list. It was was down quite a bit. It wasn't down $6.33 at that point. It was down $3 and something, and so it was right here when I was alerted to it. So this was not a bounce play. It's semantics, perhaps. I mean, I call these ones I call reversal plays because it doesn't really matter on the candle action. It just matters how many dollars in absolute terms is the stock down. So in other words, I could see something that was like immediately dropped and then just based for a while. I don't need this sort of action. It happened that I did get this action, but that's not why I was alerted to it. I was alerted to it as a potential reversal. And so long-winded, but let's see. This is where it stopped right at 61.08, and I decided to take the trade right here at 61.33. It was a tough little trade because the spread wasn't good. Excuse me, but I did get rewarded. The next candle jumped up to 61.86. I took some off right here, obviously hoping that it would go through 62 and just continue on, but it just stalled here and it came back down. And as it was falling, I took out the balance at 61.48. So a pretty good trade actually. I mean, it was very quick, 61.33 to 61.86 in it's probably, well, certainly under 10 minutes. These are 5-minute candles, so the max it could be was 10 minutes. So it turned out to be a nice quick trade. Not as good as I wanted it, but nonetheless, it was a good trade. The next one was a little bit better. And now this one definitely came from the bounce play. Let's take a look at where it is. And the initial alert was at just under $39 at 38.94. And so it would have been right there. Right there is when so all these candles are coming down. Now I start to watch. I just start to watch, and I said to the room, okay, actually, I mean, I like it. Obviously, I get the alert, but as I've tried to tell people, it's not just a matter of when you get the alert, you don't jump in. Now you have to start watching it, and the further it falls, the better, because then that could make the bounce a lot more too. So certainly don't mind this action when it came down to here. It's 38.71. Remember the alert was at I think 95. Sorry, 60. The alert was at 94, 38.94. So it got down. So it kept falling down to 38.71, and then finally it put in a green candle. Now, I didn't get in here, and I probably could have right there. This candle narrowed and all, but again, I like to see the break through the whole number. I hate taking a stock unless it's consolidated for a long time underneath the whole number, and then it pops up through on volume. Then I don't mind taking it on a break through the whole number. But this action, I don't have a lot of confidence that it's going to continue through the whole number. Now, when I saw this, so here it is at 39.05, and then I see this going up to 39.20. I'm thinking, oh well, I've missed it. It's going to continue up, and I've just missed it. And you just have to say on to the next one. But luckily, it then it did. I can't say what I was hoping. Okay, obviously when I saw this, I was hoping for this, but it's not that I could have absolutely predicted it. But that's what happened. It basically came back down, and then this is what really got me interested. It tested that whole number, 39. It basically stopped, came back up, and then started to climb again. And I said into the room, I said I would take the trade if it could break over 39.20, right about the top of this candle. And so I took the trade right here, 39.24. Sold some here at 39.44 to ensure, just in case, it was going to stop and come back down. Was it held on through all this and then got rewarded pretty well. Here's the high 39.95. Really, obviously, we're hoping that it would could break through 40. Didn't happen, but held on all through this with the again with the hope that it could break through 40. And on this action right here, I decided to exit the trade at 39.77. So pretty good trade, a little bit longer than I'm used to, but still not a bad trade. I like the setup though. I like the pop through, the little pullback, the whole number holding, and then basically resuming, and especially above the top of the highest candle here. I really like that sort of a setup. Now I see here it's challenging 40 again, and we'll see what happens. I might have to watch this one tomorrow. And the last one is PFPT, or sorry, PFPT, and this one is on this list also. And we were watching this here, a little bit of a pop here, but not fantastic. But nonetheless, I suppose if you, what are we talking about here? 58.10 up to 58 cents. So it would have been a good one, but I just didn't quite see an entry here. So I watched it, but watched it come down, a little bit of pop, and then it really started coming down. And this is when I was really getting interested in it. And I said in the room that I would take the trade at when it broke above 57.12. Now, this is I forgot to mark this up. I'm actually in the trade at 57.36 right here. This popped way too quickly for me to get in at 57.12, and you can see why I did this. I mean, so in retrospect, it's so easy when you look at the chart, because here it hit that number. Here it hit the number, here it hit the number, here it hit the number, almost here it hit the number, and then there, and then when it popped through it, you just had to say to yourself, okay, enough is enough. The resistance is going to be broken. And again, I wasn't able to get in because it went too quickly, but I was in at 57.36 right here, and then I sold some right here at 57.57. I'm sorry I didn't mark it up. I don't know why. I just forgot. And so right here, so I sold some right here, held on here, and so I'm still in the trade. And here's the VWAP, and you may get stuck here, but now that I've already locked in some profit here, I don't mind holding on, and we'll have to see what happens. And it's still down $4.20, so it has my expectation, my best expectation right now is that it could get up to this level, so maybe another dollar until it hits resistance, as long as it can get through the VWAP. All right, that's it for today. The financials. Well, I think JP Morgan and some of the big financials are releasing their earnings later on this week. So hopefully that'll start to juice the market. We'll get a lot more action, a lot more continuation, follow through and all. We'll take it from there. So let me just bring back the cover. And again, here's how to get into the room, logging with your Facebook, your Twitter account. And I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.